What's up, Rusty Grip family? We're back with another video.
I hope everybody's having a blessed day. So unfortunately the past few days it's just been raining, which has really held me from my goal of being able to mill some wood and building some stuff. If you go back a few videos, we had a huge oak tree that fell, and for my first tree ever milled up here, I was going to use that tree. And when you mill wood, a lot of moisture is trapped in the wood, so usually you have to let it dry out for a while, and I had a plan to accelerate that as well. So tonight I'm going to be reading a letter that's over 100 years old, showing old photos, and spending my second night ever in here. Even tonight it's supposed to drop down 25 degrees. The fall's here, and this is probably one of the last nights that I could stay in here before I'm gonna need some kind of heat of some sort. And I was gonna get a few things done inside the house, maybe fix the hand railing up on the stairs. There's a board or two that's popped up. So yeah, I'm super excited to spend the night up here, get a couple things done, and I'll show you my plan for my future little mill project I have going on. Right here is the tree that I plan on using the wood. This is beautiful wood too. It'd be awesome to build a door out of that. And if you're new here, you probably haven't seen this. This big old tree fell recently, and the house is just right there. So definitely would have did some serious damage, but I was blessed that it fell this way. And about a 10-second walk over from the old house is this old little barn. Now this is nowhere near as old as some of the things around here. I believe my great-grandparents got this in the 90s. They had little farm animals and stuff in here. But for now, I plan on making this a little place for my lumber and like a little heat shack, if that makes sense. So when you mill some lumber, you usually have to wait weeks and weeks for it to dry out, if not longer. I was going to make this like a big oven. I was going to build a little rack with some trees, put my freshly cut boards on this, and have a little fire in the center. You know, there's pretty decent ventilation in here. It's not picture perfect though, but I thought it would just be an awesome little thing to use during the winter. So yeah, I would have cleaned this out today, but it was supposed to rain, and it's definitely been raining all day. It's just we've got a perfect little window that I came up here, so I'm kind of trying to hurry. This is what we have going on in here. And my goodness, that thing is layered with some poop, some hay. But yeah, this is gonna be quite the task to get this all cleaned out, but I'm happy to do it. I'm just kind of showing y'all what we're working with. A big storm came through and kind of damaged that, but hey, I'd say it would be perfect for a little ceiling ventilation. Yes, I'm trying to be careful because it's still not cold enough for snakes just to be totally gone. But this is where I plan on putting my little fire, and I'm going to build two little racks right here that I could put all the boards that I plan on milling. And then all those boards, when they're all dry and stuff, we're going to use it for that bad girl right there. You know, if I really have to, I'll go purchase some lumber, but I really don't want to. I want to take advantage of all my resources up here, and that's the plan. You know, it might take me a little bit longer, but I plan on using all the wood on this land to fix that house up. And y'all know I love to show y'all the old family photo finds. This is actually my great-great-grandfather. I've heard many stories about him. A lot of family members say that I resemble him, and even we had like the same hairstyle when he was like a younger man. I can definitely see the resemblance a little bit, that's for sure. And if you look in the very top left, right here, that is definitely him. I just love how you can know one person in these family old photos, and it kind of intertwines and you got an idea of who this is. I could imagine this is like a family picture of him. I just love the scenery. Look at all those ferns around him. If I had to guess, I would say that's his mom and dad, which would be my 3 times great-grandparents. I don't know much about this side of the family. And then if you look around him, it looks like all his sisters. Now, I could be off by that, but I don't think I am. I don't know much of this side of the family. I just know for sure that is my great-great-grandfather. It really looks like they had a nice little family. So this is a picture of my great-grandma when she was just a little baby. And this is her mom. So my great-great-grandmother. This is the wife of the gentleman that I just showed you. So, and I could imagine they're probably up here just chilling. She has a little blanket under her on the side of the hill, probably up on the mountains, you know. It's her haircut, man. My great-grandma had that same kind of bowl, old school haircut as a little girl growing up. So every single time I see it in the pictures, I just automatically know that it's her. Luckily on this picture, the names are on the back, but I would have known without them. And that little girl growing up is right there. That's my great-grandma. I like her dress in this picture. I think she's looking super pretty. All these photos, that same little road right there has to be the road pulling up, and it just looks really similar walking up to the old house. So I can't say it definitively that that's where it's at, but I really think all these photos are just right in the front yard of the old house. But yeah, great picture. Now this I can say is 1000% in front of the house, because that right there is the doorway. That's the window. It's the same texture as siding. So yeah, I thought this was a really cool picture. Them just sitting on the porch in their golden years, just appreciating the mountains. And I was actually going to read this old letter before it gets too dark. Or maybe if we get a good lighting, I can read it at night. But it's from 1910. This is over 115 years old. And you know, I'm going to try to keep the names and stuff out of it, just not to be too invasive and like the address and stuff. But I'm going to try to do my best to read this. It's like old cursive, but it's in such good shape and looks legible for how old it is. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to go get a little work done while we got some sunshine. Take advantage of it not raining. I came up here a little bit later, thinking I'm just going to strictly work in the house and get a couple little things done. So let's go embrace the sunshine, go put a fence post in, and then we'll come back to the house. I thought I'd just hold this picture up to exactly where this was though. It's pretty cool. It took the camera a second to like come out of it, but that is the exact same place if I've ever seen it. It's definitely before they had power too. Huh. That's amazing just to sit here and hold that. Doesn't even look that wet around here till you get to certain spots, and you can really tell what we've been dealing with the last couple days. But when it's wet and muddy, the deer tracks definitely come out a little bit more. If you haven't been to the mountains in the fall, you are missing out. It is something to see, I'll tell you. I'm guessing they had gravel here at one point, and it's just, I mean, it's bad right there. I'm digging and digging and only getting like a centimeter each time. Yeah, so it's definitely a little harder just to get these poles in. We'll get it done though. There we go, another one down. The one thing about fall and winter, a couple months ago at 6 o'clock, the sun would not be going down. There's a couple little things in the house that I wanted to get done. You know, it all adds up. So we're gonna try to get to that while we still have a little bit of sunlight coming through the windows, because that's a whole task in itself. And it's been a while since I stayed here, and it needs cleaned up down there too, so let's get to it. Luckily I got a new blanket, new pillowcase and all that, but where I've been working and you know the ceiling wasn't completely cleaned, it's just slowly trickled down, so we're gonna have to clean all that up. But this is my first little project I'm gonna do, is those boards sticking up right there. The entire time I've been coming in and out of here, I thought it was designed that way for some reason. I don't know. But then I took a real good look at it and I could tell that they're just popped up. There's nothing under there, so we're gonna get that all fixed up. We don't want somebody tripping. You know, I'm super proud of this house. Another thing that we're gonna fix is that hand railing. So I like to go show it to my friends and family every now and then. And that railing about made my buddy take a fall. On top of it, I feel like this is a trip hazard. So like I said, it all adds up. We're just taking care of a little couple things in the house. I thought it was just gonna be a straight downpour all day like the weather said, but you know, I'm just happy to be here. Well, we got them right up. There's a lot of like gunk in them, and like old nails. Hopefully we can get these to fit like they used to. I'm gonna clean it out real good, put some new nails in it, and we'll move on from there. Well, how cool is that? You seen it the first time with me. I'm guessing that was the original floor. Holy smokes, it's really cool. Got it all cleaned out. You can actually see what's underneath it now. I'll probably have to get rid of these nails and stuff. That's probably what's keeping it not all in. But honestly, for a house that's 130 years old, look how good those boards look under there. That's amazing. So I came to the conclusion that was wishful thinking. I tried to make as much room as I could. Obviously the problem's way bigger than those two boards. I'm thinking like these boards right here, you see a little space and there's buildup. These are a little bent up right there, and it probably stretches all across the room. Honestly, all these boards need to be pulled up one by one, cleaned off, cleaned out what's underneath here, and then put back on. Like I said, I was just trying to fix a little hazard. I thought it was still super cool. We got to see the original floor though. That was kind of neat. I thought that was the original floor. Really cool. We're already having to bust out the light a little bit. But this thing right here has caused so many close calls. I was gonna fix this up a little bit while I'm here. Holy smokes. I was just gonna tell you how this is kind of unsafe in these hand railings, and one came off as I'm trying to go down the stairs and talk to the camera. Can't make this stuff up. I'm telling you, this stuff has to be done. It's just like so minor, and it doesn't show that like you get a lot of stuff done, but you have to do this kind of stuff. or else somebody's gonna get hurt. You know, you don't think this stuff makes a difference until you're coming down the stairs one day just trying to work, and then you bust your tail and you can't work for the next year because you're injured. It just really has some gunk wedged in it, and it's missing a nail or two, but then after that it should be sturdy. Right now, opposite of sturdy. Well, we got it all finished. Oh, I might fall. I'm just kidding. We got a big sturdy handrail right here, and now we're good. If you made it this far in the video, I'm incredibly grateful. Make sure you subscribe, you like the video, you share, you hype it up, you know, all that jazz. Before it gets too dark, I'm gonna do a little time lapse of me cleaning this area up. It's been a while since I stayed here. I've just worked in and out of here. Stuff fell down from the ceiling. Then maybe we'll dive into some more old photos. I'll read that letter the best I can. I didn't bring any food to cook tonight. I did bring some coffee a subscriber got me, and I'm looking forward to that. Having a fresh cup of coffee in the morning with the mountains, the dew out, the birds chirping. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that setting. Let's get this little room cleaned up. Well, for some reason the time lapse didn't work, but I got it all cleaned up right there. And that bed was pretty nasty. There's like stuff on it, and that pillow was in. So we'll go without a pillow tonight. I think it's better for your neck anyways. Goodness gracious. When in doubt, you pull the Lysol out. It just makes me feel way better about sleeping right there. Well, home sweet home for the night. I swear there's nothing like a big gulp of water when you've been breaking a sweat. Alright, and I say it's time to get some PJs on. Like that. There we go. We're all set up to be cozy. I even got my little eye mittens. Not that I wear these, I just thought it'd be funny. But yeah, it's supposed to drop like 20 degrees tonight, so your boy came prepared. I'll probably shed this for now. I even got the boots on. If I'm walking around at night, I want to make sure I don't step on Mr. Sneaky or another mean snake or something like that. Alright, well, we still have a little bit of daylight left. Let's go look at some more old photos. You know, unfortunately, Mother Nature has delayed the videos I had all lined up, but we're just making the best out of it. I'm just glad you're here, so thanks for tagging along. You'll have to bear with me. I'm doing the best I can with the lighting that I have. The joys of being in a 130-year-old house without power. But this is my grandpa when he's a little boy. I just thought it was a good picture. He's got the hand on the hip, making a little face. Speaking of little faces, this is him as well as a little boy. He's next to an old school little barn, just clowning the camera. Look at that, just trying to make the funniest face he can make. Now I got a kick out of this one. That's my same grandpa. Do you think him and that lady he's with worked out? Yes, he must have thought it was a pretty good picture of him though. So this is ripped in half. Whoever he was with, they look like they were happy at the time. I'll tell you what, there's not much better than staying up here, going through my old family photos, getting a laugh out of them. You know, I like to always throw in an old school doggy picture for my dog lovers. There's an old man with a couple dogs. Would you check that out? Where do I get one of these nowadays? That looks cool. I would love just to ride around in that. I'm surprised there isn't like an old car up here stashed somewhere, you know? I'm sure somebody came through and either scrap metaled them or something. How many generations are up here? It's kind of wild there isn't one. I'll tell you what, these lights that subscribers got me to put up are just so good at night. Just really lights it up around here. Well, we're officially in the dark. The lights are lit up. The camera always makes it look like way lighter than what it is, but I mean, that's a pretty view right there. That string of lights is definitely coming along. Yeah, I'm kind of a simple man. This is all I need. I got my little radio, lantern, water, old pictures. Got my bed with a fresh blanket. I mean, what else can you ask for? I'm in my old family home. I'm at peace, man. I've never just felt so peaceful up here. Oh, spent the last like 20 minutes trying to get good lighting in here. It's a 2-pager. Oh, here's the date. March 9th, 1910. Dear great-grandma. It has her name, but, you know. And I'll probably have to do like a lot of cuts in this, just trying to like read it and put it all together. I supposed you didn't know what to think when I didn't come as I promised. Keep in mind, this is a gentleman writing a letter to my grandma. So this is like an old school text. This is like a little love letter or something, you know? That's what I'm getting so far. I haven't read this whole letter. I just grabbed one. This was the most legible one. You know, if it has something crazy in it, I'll cut it out, but you know, that's where we're at with it. The reason I didn't come as promised, I didn't want to come to your home and you be away. I hope you will forgive me for not coming as I told you I would. Sorry, this is tough, man. I haven't read cursive in a while. I don't suppose you will look for me next Sunday. I have told you many stories I think I shall be at your home next Sunday. I take that as I'm trying to like modernize it in my head. He's pretty much saying I've told you a lot of stories and I haven't really held up my end of the bargain. So now he's saying, I bet you take what I say with a grain of salt. You know, that's how I take it. If I don't see you when you come over this week, I sure had a nice time last Sunday. Mr. K. Henderson preached, and I went to my uncle's. I hope you will get to come over this week. I suppose I will be at the lake all week. I sure would like to hear what you have to tell me. I would like to see you. I hope to hear from you soon. Arthur. And I could be off by this, but I don't think I am. Arthur is my great-great-grandma's like late husband. So they didn't have any kids together, but they ended up getting married. So it makes sense. That was him. You could tell that he likes her, that's for sure. I seriously doubt my great-great-grandma would ever think that her great-great-grandson is sitting in her old house reading her old... I mean, this is pretty much a love letter, you know? It's like a text from a guy that likes you nowadays. So, you know, it just means so much. It really does. You know, before I even came up here, I just love history and old things. So to have this kind of heritage and just be sitting in the same place that she probably opened the letter and read it and had those feelings and emotions of just someone she cared about, it just means the world to me. Well, it's getting pretty late. I've just been winding down, listening to my little radio. Just happy to be here, man. You know, I swear most people ask me how I come up here at night, but I'm just so at peace when I come up here. You know, I honestly wouldn't rather be at another place. You know, I wish I had the means and had everything here that I needed to do my daily routine, or I would be here every day. I'm just one man with a dream. And when I get to come up here and do little things like this, it just makes me feel closer to the house. You know, it just makes it all that much better. I love coming up here and recording it. So maybe I can look back on these videos 20, 30 years from now and just smile, thinking, hey, I stayed in that house before I even got it all fixed up. And, you know, I just wanted to be there. And, you know, and it just, just words can't describe how I feel right now. So I know we didn't just conquer mountains today and get a ton done, but you know, we were here. That's all that matters. If anything, it just helped me prep a little bit more, so I got more of an idea of what I want to do. If you get anything out of my videos, I hope that you go out and find a purpose. It's just the little things that really matter the most. Just being around the ones that you love, being around the things that you love, and just being happy. With that being said, I'm gonna hit the hay. I'll see y'all in the morning. I hope everybody sleeps good. Good night, Rusted Grit family. Well, we did it. Good morning. And you just a minute wake up. Holy smokes. It got a little bit colder than what I thought it would last night. Car, grabbed the sweatshirt as a little pillow. I woke up a couple times thinking I heard some stuff, but it was just rain hitting the roof. You know, usually rain helps me sleep a little bit better, but it was like the on and off patterns were kind of waking me up a little bit. I'll tell you what, they're pretty loud on that tin roof. I even went and put on like my little hiking heat socks on. You know, it wasn't that bad. It probably hit the mid-50s, but I did feel it ever so slightly. Like I said, it's probably one of the last nights we're gonna be able to do this without like heat. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I brought my stove to make me a little cup of coffee. I got like some instant coffee. I can't find my little propane tanks. I guess I didn't bring them. Looks like we're gonna have to start the fire old school. If we can even find some dry wood. It's definitely wet ground out there, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. Well, I did my best to find some dry stuff. This was mainly like under the house and under that shed up there, so we should definitely be able to get something lit up. That should be just warm enough to heat me up a cup of coffee. That's good. There's nothing like a cup of hot coffee in the morning. Even though we may have got a little ash in it, it just makes you tough. Well, we did it. That's the second night ever in the books that I've stayed up here. And I couldn't think of a better time to do it in the fall. It's just so beautiful and peaceful. Speaking of peace, fall's a great time to let stuff go. You know, certain stuff is causing you stress or holding you back. Just let go. Let go like the leaves. There is no room for that kind of nonsense in your life. This is your sign. You should be happy and enjoying every day. I truly believe in working hard and staying consistent. But with that being said, we don't live to work. Nobody should. We work to live. So that's why I love just being able to come up here and just enjoy the property and do little things. Sorry if you heard. There's so many walnuts around here, it's borderline you have to wear a hard hat if you just heard that drop in the background. You know, it's super nice to get a lot done and work your tail off, but when you're limited, like with Mother Nature, or you just need to take a day to yourself, you know, just enjoy it. I just want to say a quick thank you to the subscribers that have blessed me on my Amazon wish list. We have Tammy with the DeWalt Shop Vac air filters, and we have Walter with the DeWalt 20 volt 4-port charger. Thank y'all so much. Every single time I get a little gift, big or small, that I know helps with this house, it just puts the biggest smile on my face. Just the fact y'all are thinking about me, trying to help the dream. I really appreciate the support. We also have Sydney and the boys with the contribution on Cash App. And let's welcome the new members to the channel. We have Jean, RDSG, and Sally. The memberships definitely help to grow the channel, so thank you so much. You know, whether it's the big trips, getting a lot done, or the small trips, just loving and embracing being up here. I just enjoy bringing y'all along, and I'm happy y'all are here. Hopefully the weather clears up this week, and I got big plans. Like always, I'll be thinking about you, Rustic Grit family. Y'all have a blessed day.